Hey guys, it is Monday, January 6th, 2025. That doesn't feel right, does it? 2025. Yeah, I'm gonna need a minute to digest that. I guess this isn't really the time to get too far down the rabbit hole of like, holy crap, it's 2025. It just, yeah, here I am, and it is feeling weird. It's been a minute. Was looking at my notes and I realized that the last time I talked to all of you was back in November last year, November 25th to be exact. And at that time I said I was going to be taking a month or so off for the holidays, which I have done. And I'm feeling refreshed. I think taking the time off, it was a good thing. And well, maybe I need to do that a little bit more, is to take time for myself, because I had some things going on. It wasn't just the holidays, but I mean, there was a little bit of conflict with somebody who I previously had a fair amount of respect for, and I don't know. Things got a little bit ugly, and I'm not really sure even now what exactly the path forward is. I just know how I need to deal with things in the moment. And this kind of left me thinking about, some thoughts I've had over the last several years about how we're all connected by shared experiences and goals. I've said it before, and I still believe it, that we all have more in common than we have in conflict. And when I take a step back, I realize that most people deep down want the same things. We all want to be happy. We all want to stay healthy. We want to protect the people we care about, and we want to hold on to the values that matter to us. These are the things that connect us, and they're true no matter where someone comes from, what their background is, or what they believe. But it's easy to forget this when we are in the middle of a disagreement. There have been times when I felt completely opposed to someone else. Their actions or opinions didn't make sense to me. But when I really thought about it, I could see that their motivations weren't so different from mine. They just had a different way of showing it. Maybe their idea of protecting their family looks different from mine. Maybe their version of happiness doesn't match what I'd want for myself. But at the core, we're often striving for the same basic things. That said, seeing what we share doesn't always mean that we can connect. Sometimes, no matter how much we try, the other person isn't willing or able to meet us halfway. And I've experienced this more times than I'd like to admit. I've spent a lot of energy trying to fix relationships, thinking that if I just explained myself better or gave more effort, things would change. But I've learned that no amount of effort on my part can make someone else show up the way I need them to. And that's hard. It's especially hard when it's someone I care about. But I've come to realize that setting boundaries in these situations isn't giving up. It's taking care of myself. A lot of people misunderstand what boundaries are. They think that boundaries are about shutting people out, but they're not. Boundaries are about making space for healthy connections and protecting myself when something isn't working. When I've set clear boundaries in my life, it hasn't been easy, but also it's made me stronger. It's helped me focus on the relationships that do work and, the ones that give back as much as I put in. Boundaries aren't about cutting people off forever. They're about giving myself permission to stop pouring energy into something that isn't good for me right now. Now, not every relationship can be fixed, and not every conflict can be resolved. Sometimes the healthiest thing I can do is step back and accept that the other person isn't ready to meet me where I am. This doesn't mean that I've failed. It doesn't mean that I'm a bad person. It just means that they're not in the place to connect with me the way I need, and that is okay. It's taken me a long time to gain an understanding of this. letting go of a relationship, even temporarily, can feel like a loss. But sometimes it's the most loving choice I can make for myself and for them. And I'm still figuring all of this out. I mean, I've made mistakes. Sometimes trying too hard to fix things and sometimes walking away too quickly. But each experience has taught me something important about balancing empathy with self-care. We are all connected. We have so much more in common than we realize. But that doesn't mean every relationship will work. And it doesn't mean that we can always find common ground. So here's where I've landed. Look for the good in others and try to understand their motivations. But don't forget to take care of yourself. Sometimes setting boundaries is the best way to protect your peace and create space for healthier connections. And I'm wondering, have any of you ever struggled with this balance? If so, I would love to hear about it. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me talk things through. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you next time. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but Happy New Year's.